I'm a little bit bemused by these people in this house. What are they doing here? This is a bit of a mystery to me, but I'll sort it out. Don't you worry. Ha 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 ha!
It's going well. I mean, it's always a slow start with these shoots, but like once you get the first couple of shots out of the way, the crew find their flow and everyone kind of just gets on with it.
It's going really well.
It's going really well. Yeah,
it's really,
fantastic. Yeah, very talented. All of them.
All I'm doing on Ollie is just a very light base moisturiser with a little bit of colour to it, just to even out his skin.
10 years younger.
Look at this tool belt he's got. Come on, look at it. He's got everything on there. The trouble is he doesn't know how to use it.
Shoddy Workman blames his friend's tool belt.
I'm using a official Zomblies recipe, which is freeze-dried coffee and red food colouring. And ostensibly it looks a lot like a scab, but we also find it's great for keeping extras awake because they absorb all the caffeine through the skin and they're wide for hours.
I'm just a garden assistant, that's all. In fact, I get paid in dead bodies. Neither here nor there.
Basically, we're going to do a shot that starts from the ground and then comes up to behind the photo. And this is kind of a rig that they're setting up to help steady the motion because we don't have a jib crane, so we're just making them do with what we got.
This is how not to do it. If ever you don't do it like this. Get proper grips and people who know what they're doing.
Right, I don't even know what time it is in the morning. But I think it's a little too early to be strangled by a lunatic called Peter.
You can see the effects this fertiliser has on these lovely flowers we have here. Got a few dead bodies in this pot, I tell you. Nice one here, nice bit of clematis. I think this one's called Purple Delight.
We're halfway through the first day and we're doing the opening scene, which is the upstairs introduction.
It's kind of the argument between Matthew and his mum when his mum discovers he's broken into this house. It's just their initial reaction to each other and establishing their characters and how they feel about each other, really.
Action!
Matthew? Mum! Up to your old tricks, I see.
He's decided to go and burgle his neighbour's house. I don't think he really wants to rob them for much financial gain. I think it's more of a rebellion against his parents, really. Seems to have quite a fractious relationship with his parents, and this all becomes clear when his mother turns up at the house.
Oh, I can't believe you follow me.
Matthew? I'm not leaving without you, Matthew!
I have a son of 21, so I'm sure I can relate to the nagging and the following around and the getting on his nerves my own son's nerves that I do. So it's sort of quite easy to relate that back and find the tone of voice that I use for Susan.
Mum, up to your old tricks, I see.
The main reason I think that he goes and robs this house is because he's in control then. When his mum turns up, he tries to maintain control and keep doing what he's doing. He laughs off the idea of her phoning Dad. He doesn't seem to care what his parents think. He's in control. And as soon as he loses that control, he's an absolute mess. He's a wreck. And he then realises, I think, that he needs his mum, that she is the one that's going to lead him out of this awful situation. And after witnessing what he has seen, I think it's had a massive effect on him, and hopefully when he goes home, he'll be a much nicer, warmer, pleasant, respectful young man.
Oh, God, not again.
It wasn't me this time, Tony, I promise.
I've heard it all before.
But it's obvious that Susan has a dark past because her husband also comes in and accuses her of things she's done in the past.
Come on, out! Both of you! Come on! Out! Out!
He's the husband of a quite highly strung wife, but he has a sort of... he's very used to coping. It's very macabre, but he takes it all in his stride.
Well, this is just where I take all the blood off, you know, because the wife gets a bit frustrated with it all. You know, I've always been a keen gardener, and she doesn't really understand the lengths I go to. She appreciates the garden, the nice flowers, though.
I believe he works at the garden centre and he's a keen gardener, you know, wholesome country chap. And he's paid in bodies, which he uses to fertilise his garden.
No, that was clear though.
That's fine. That's fine. It was just on the previous one.
I met Peter at Victoria Station because I travelled up with him, and so it was a bit of a shock when he got out of the car in purple jeans and shirt and jumper with a big sign saying I'm Peter from the garden centre that he'd made himself.
We're trying to make Felix look sinister, which isn't that difficult. He's quite a scary bloke. Don't tell anyone. Felix, don't hit me if you see this.
Quite a character. Just to look at, he's frightening, interesting, and we don't have that much time actually playing opposite each other. It's more kind of witnessing what he's doing.
We're feeling quite knackered at the minute. It's been a tough shoot. We kind of underestimated the shots because obviously we're doing like a lot of lighting setups with our DP. Things are taking a little bit longer than we kind of scheduled for, which is which is something to take on.
But we've sped up. We've really sped up as the time's gone on. Now we're kind of going through them quite quickly.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We're kind of catching up, I think.
It's uncanny. It's like working with one person in two bodies. They complement each other wonderfully.
Working with Clayton's rubbish. He's terrible. You don't know what he's doing. You know, he's a burden on me. You know, all the way. He's just doing my head in. You know.
Yeah, I know you're laughing, but I know you mean it.
No, I do. Yeah. See, no, I know Clayton slags me off all the time behind my back. See, look, he's doing it now. Look, I can see him. He's sticking up fingers at me. See that? That's Clayton Fussell.
It's been difficult for them because it's been done in 2 days, and obviously it's quite tiring, but they seem to have planned it well and people seem to be getting on. There's been no losing of tempers or anything.
Not now, Dave. Just got off.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine.
It's very good though.
It's fine.
No, really, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's the first time I've ever worked with 2 directors, and I suppose I was a little bit sceptical at first because on a set you always need, I found you always need one person that kind of makes the calls. That, you know, when everybody else is fussing over lighting and sound and what we can do and what we can't do, I think it is important to have one person that says, right, no, this is what we do. But the clash here, Clayton and Nash, they've done a stellar job. I'm very surprised, and I found that it's worked excellently well. They're a great team.
I'd say they were amazing.
And they're amazing. I suspect they may be lovers, but that's by the by. Yeah. Absolute disaster. It was a disaster from start to finish. I'm never ever working with them again.